Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, June 1st. We are at the first of the month, first of the month. Jesus, goodness gracious. I need to wake up, guys. I need to wake up. This is what happens when you do these things live, that you don't catch up with yourself until now. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, June 1st, and I am here to talk with you about what? Resume writing, credit repair, real estate, and some motivation. So before we get into this, I did want to talk about the George Floyd situation. I did want to talk about that. The reason why I want to talk about that is that us as a people, and this is for every race, nationality, all lives matter at the end of the day. Please know that the situations that we are all going through are merely temporary, and I'm not trying to push away any type of injustice that was done, because there was definitely injustice done. For those that saw the video, hey, it's point blank right then and there. But what I do want to point out is that as a unit, as a people, there are more better ways and more constructive ways that we could be teaching our children, that we could be teaching this world, and that we could be teaching others. And the reason why I say that is that, the protests that we have, don't get me wrong, there were some places that, definitely went above and beyond and did what they were needed to do in a peaceful manner. I believe it was Chicago who actually had it where they had everybody lying down with their hands behind their back during the time of the protest, which I was like, wow, bravo, bravo. But the rioting, the looting, guys, it's not going to do anything. It honestly isn't going to do anything. And then on top of that, those that are involved, what are you teaching the next generation? What are you teaching, yourselves, actually? Let's not even forget, if you do have any kids or if you do have somebody that's looking up to you, what are you teaching yourself? You're really not teaching anybody anything. The only thing that you're teaching is that the only way to actually get a response or to get an answer is by rioting or looting. Protesting, hey, I'm all for it, 100% agree. Shoot, grab a book out there, audio book out there, stand with a sign, and boom, boom, bap, and you're good to go. But the whole rioting, I was hearing this morning on Power 99 that somebody was dragged by a truck. Now, here's my thing. How did he get in the truck? Oh, because he was rioting and looting inside the truck. So when the truck pulled off, they ended up dragging the person. Now, who's to feel bad for? The driver that was like, oh, I need to be driving, or the actual person that was in the back? So this is why. And then his or her 5 minutes of fame got to where? Because next week, I'm just going to be looking at this at all. But moving forward, let's talk about real day. We are here, like I said, Monday, June 1st, and I wanted to talk about safety with credit repair. Now, with credit repair, there are going to be those telemarketers that call and say, hey, we got this great service, you should always be doing your research. Now, with my credit repair company that I work with, what we do is that we send you a link. We give you the information. We give a breakdown as far as what's going to be included with your service, so you know exactly what you're getting for. You know exactly what you're paying for in the long run. So there was an article that was published on May 28, 2020. On May 22nd, the CFPB and the Massachusetts Attorney General announced a joint lawsuit against the credit repair organization and the company's president and owner for allegedly committing deceptive acts and practices of violation of the Consumer Financial Protection Act and the Massachusetts Consumer Protection Law. So what they were doing pretty much in this article was calling people saying that, yeah, we got here we go. Among other things, the complaint further alleges that the defendants claim to have more than 60 credit repair experts, but actually only employed a handful of Boston-based employees, only some of whom interact with customers. Guys, I don't know how many people are working through UCS or through FES, because that number changes on a day-to-day basis. Well, not so much day-to-day, I don't want to say the desired turnover, but there's not a specific number that we go over. Even the main company that I work for, which is W2 and all that jazz, because of everything going on, I don't know how many specific number of people. So to lie about something like that, saying that, we have a team, Now, who's on the team? It might be like 2 people. It might be 5 attorneys. It might even be 10 folks. But just to say that we have a team already should let you know that, hey, somebody is working with you, and it's not just Daniel Umstead trying to sell you on credit repair. By the way, if you do need credit repair right now, 267-702-3756. I would be more than happy to get you paired up with my team and not some 60-odd number of folks who know what they're doing. So at the end of the day, the complaint seeks injunctive relief, damages, and other monetary relief against the defendants as the court finds necessary to redress injury to consumers resulting from the defendant's violations, which may include, among other things, rescission or reformation of contracts, refund of monies paid, and restitution in civil money penalties. So, folks, I just need you to do your research. You just need to protect yourself. By all means, if you contact me, the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to let you know right now, because there were so many scripts that they have, so many scripts that they tell us to utilize. But here's my thing at the end of the day. I am not the credit repair expert. I am the person that sources to get you to the credit repair experts. But in order for me to do that, you know, I would need some type of material, some type of information. There are pamphlets, there are brochures, there's a whole website that was created justly in my name that you can merely go on to and come across and find all the information needed. And actually, when you actually look at the video, it breaks down every single thing that you're looking for with the wills and trusts, with the credit monitoring, with the privacy owner, so on and so forth. So, folks, please do not think that it's like, oh, well, what's going to be so different if I go with Dan compared to everybody else? Well, I'm just giving you information. Now, there's other credit repair companies that are giving you the same information that by all means definitely run with it. But what I don't want to do in the long run is that you come to me after you've spoken to these other credit repair companies. You come to me after you spend $1,000, which, good Lord, I don't even know why you would even be spending that much just to fix your credit repair when ours is not even half that cost, not even a third of that cost, actually, to even get started. So, but hey, the information is right there, 267-702-3756. Be sure to check it out. So, like I said, protect yourself, folks. The other things that I wanted to talk about today is the how to sell a home. Now, I put up how to sell a home during a lockdown, but I also, because of what's going on currently in the city of Philadelphia, the city seems to be shut down. Certain department stores you can't go into, certain grocery stores you can't go into. So we've actually hit that level of where, you know, kind of like what Italy was going through and other countries were going through, where it was completely shut down. Now, as a homeowner, somebody who was looking to sell their home during this time, and for my buyers, I need you to be paying attention as well, along with the realtors. But how to sell a home during a lockdown, this comes from Master Advisor, is the first thing, even during a time like this, get your home ready to sell. Now, if somebody told you like, hey, you know, we're looking to go to Mexico, are you down? You know, there's going to be some cost involved, but would you be interested? If you're interested, what are you going to do? You're going to prepare, you're going to plan, you're going to pack, you're going to get your outfits ready, you're going to set up your itinerary, you're going to look at your schedule, blah, 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 blah. All these things to go on this trip to Mexico. If you're looking to sell a home, it's the same thing, folks. You need to get your home ready to sell. If you notice that, hey, like even for myself, I'll consider myself a fairly clean person, but there is this piece of lint bowl that's been sitting on the floor, but I don't know how long, and I know I need to get it up, but I'm just looking at it, I'm like, who gonna move first? Me? You? You gonna move? Are you gonna move? Or am I gonna have to move? I think I'm gonna have to move you later on. So the reason why I say that is that folks have things that are on their wall, or they got not so great curtains that they need to take down. So you need to get your home ready to sell. The reason why you need to get your home ready to sell, because at the point that it does come time for you to actually put the house up for a listing and everything like that, you have to be ready. So, and that goes with, you know, removing debris. That goes with, you know, putting the paint on and everything like that. You need to get your home ready to sell. Number 2, have property inspection and appraisal. Now, there are still those who do property inspections and appraisals during this time. And with that, it's something that's a quick 15, 20-minute appointment, or I think it's longer than Probably about an hour. You're looking at about an hour as far as the appraisal and home inspection to come in to check and make sure. And, you know, they can point out to you as far as what needs to be done. But that report itself, hey, it's crisp golden. It's good to go. You know, you got a digital copy of it. You are good to go. Let's see. Number 3, price your home to sell. Now here's where the fun part is. Because we are in a demand market, and the demand is actually more towards the you know, sellers, like, hey, you're gonna sell your house, you know, because buyers see the value of it right now, because homes are being sold at a low critical price point because of everything going on with COVID-19 and all. So when people are looking to price a home, it's like, ooh, it was valued at 90, but now because of the market, it's a little bit lower. Get your home to the point where it needs to sell for what it needs to sell for. Like I said, and I don't know if you saw these earlier videos, but if I'm just selling this bottle of water, you're already going to be like, did somebody write on it? Is this water from Antarctica itself? Like, where's this water coming from? I don't see any benefit to this. But if I was to get you a brand new one, sealed off, freshly made, frozen, it's just coming out of the freezer, and it's so crisp and good, and it's got a hints of lime in it, you'd be all over it, correct? So at that point, then you got something to sell. Now, easily, could I do this the same way that I could do with a brand new bottle? By all means, I could fill it up, I could put a little spritz in there, close the top off. Matter of fact, even change the label a little bit to the point where it's like, hey, this isn't a bad drink of water. What do you call this? I call it the Lime Twister Effect Syndrome 3000. Wow! Same thing with your home, folks. Hey, we have a 3-bedroom, but the basement can be converted into the room due to the fact that it's a finished basement. Oh, I didn't know that. And a finished basement can be done easily, folks. You can just put down some basic mats and make sure the walls are cleaned up and good to go. So prepare your home to where it needs to be yet, so it can be at a point that you can sell it. Number 4. Use online marketing, you know, start getting it out there. The reason, oh yes, and I wanted to point this out as well. Don't think that the people that live across the street from you, down the street from you, or even in the same city as you are the ones that are going to be looking to purchase your home. They might be checking it out. Don't get me wrong, they might be checking it out. But you got to understand, by you putting your house on the market and getting your house on the market where everybody can pretty much see it from here all the way to Dubai, then you're at a point where it's like, hey, you know what? You might have somebody that's an international investor. It's like, hey, I heard that's a decent property. I do want to look into purchasing that. The example I wanted to give is that for those that remember the power plant that was down in South Philly that caused like a chemical gas leak, and then it was like stinking and funky for like a day. That thing was just nasty. But with that and all, the people that were looking to buy the power plant out in South Philly were based out of Chicago. So you got to understand, folks, that, you know, when you're looking to sell your home, when you're looking to price your home to sell, it's not so much the people that are in your neighborhood are also checking it out. It's the people that's across many, many lands and seas and, you know, states and counties and towns and all that that are checking it out as well. So take advantage of that and realize that as well. And then last but not least, reduce your in-person showing. So right now, I would definitely highly recommend like not showing so much in-person showings. If anything, I would do like a private tour where you set up the private tour through your phone and you actually just FaceTime. So you get the FaceTime, you could easily do this through Skype, you could do this through Facebook Messenger, you could do this through Zoom meeting, so on and so forth, you know, and just, hey, take your phone around and be like, okay. And, you know, if you feel that you don't feel like dragging this around and you're really comfortable and cool with your realtor, ask your realtor, hey, would you mind doing a virtual showing of my home at these set times, you know, that I don't mind? Boom, good to go. And the reason for that, the benefit, I should say, in regards to that is that, you know, the realtor creates the exposure for you, and then 2, the realtor is able to market themselves as well by showcasing that they're doing a virtual showing. So Still look to sell your home. I know it's crazy out there. I know for those that can definitely hear the helicopters early in the morning, it's like, wait, what? What is going on here? You know, and it might not feel like the greatest in regards to maybe I shouldn't sell my home. You know what? I think I'm just going to stay right here. Listen, if you're in a position that you need to sell your home, that you need to put it on the market, that you need to get, you know, out of Dodge, as they would say, by all means, do the necessary steps in order to get it done. But please don't think that it's going to be a quick, boom, boom, bam, that, hey, you know what? Put some paint on the wall, called the day, good to go. Took a couple of pictures, did a quick video, virtual tour time. I'm all right. It doesn't work like that. How it works is following those 5 steps and, you know, getting it out there. So the last part that Managed Advisor actually pointed out, I knew there was something else. They saying everybody can feel the effect of the depreciation in home sales, blah, 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 blah. But you know how to sell a home during a pandemic such as this, you'll have a good chance of closing the transaction, even though it could take longer than usual. So like I said, folks, get started on the process now. Show yourself right now. And don't feel that it's like, oh, dang, you know, if I do this or if I do that, I might not get to where I need to be yet, blah, 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 or the value in home. Make the value of your home stick so that way it can sell for what it's for. All right? All right. Now, later on here, we have, so, credit repair, real estate, and our last 2 items is, of course, the job preparation or career tips and such for the resume writing, and then we'll hop into motivation, which you're going to love, by the way. I'm going to steal some tips from my man, E.T. But Tip Tuesday, well, let's call Tip Tuesday on the hiresolution.net. So you go to the hiresolution.net. They have this article that was done from August 21st, 2018, Tip Tuesday job interview tips. They have 6 here, so we're going to go over the first one. Practice your answers to common interview questions. Now, how am I supposed to practice, Dan? I don't even know what kind of questions they're going to be asking me. And I don't even know, what is it? I don't even know what the common interview questions are. Simple. All you do is Google common interview questions. How to answer common interview questions. What is a good answer for common interview questions? How should I say when you actually have that question, tell me about yourself? How should I answer? Tell me about yourself in a job interview. Number 2, prepare your own questions for employers. Now, questions does not mean 15. This is not a day. This is not a back and forth tit for tat type deal. At minimum, though, excuse me, you should have one. At minimum, you should have one question ready for your employer, and it's a sum up question, and it could be something as simple as, what are the next steps in the hiring process? And the reason for that is that you don't want to be left there hanging. Now, if they cover all the questions that you have and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Like, Dan told me that I need to ask a question. Oh no. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know. If it gets to a point where they answer all of your questions and you don't know what to say, ask them for their contact information, which you should be doing anyway, but you should be asking for their contact information so that you can send them out a thank you letter. If they post a thank you letter, then you just say, I look forward to the next steps in the hiring process. Put that in their face. You know how they say, speak things into existence? You need to speak things into existence, especially if you know that that interview and that job and that company and that title and that boss will be a great match for you all the way around. So make sure of that, okay? Number 3, make a great first impression. So how do you make a great first impression if you don't even know who the person is, how to collaborate, connect, and all that? How to make a great first impression? Show up on time. End of story. Just show up on time. Your interview's at 2 o'clock. Your phone interview's at 2 o'clock. Be prepared at 1:45 to do that interview, okay? You can breathe once 1:46 comes, but definitely 1:45, act like, all right, my interview's at 1:45. I got a 1:45 interview today. I need to be prepared for this 1:45 interview. Be ready for that 1:45 interview so that way when 2 o'clock comes, bam, you're all excited and you're good to go. Number 4, bring the right items to the interview. Now, The right items to the interview should be your past achievements, if you got any awards, not so much a picture of your kitten or animal or family. Nothing personal, folks. Please, 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 nothing personal. The main thing, as far as that you should bring to the interview is just your resume. Honestly, just your resume. If you're doing a phone interview or if you're doing a video interview in which they are actually looking dead at you, similar to a situation like this, then by all means, you still want to have a copy of the resume right in front of you so that you can look down, but definitely be mindful of your hand movements, definitely be mindful of your body language. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Dan, how should my body be? Should I be an Egyptian style? What should I do, Dan? I don't know what to do during the interview with my hands. You can pretty much keep them clasped on the whole time. You can, please don't be a robot and say, this is great, this is awesome. Pretty much keeping them clasped or folded like this will be the best part, excuse me, will be the best method, I should say, for doing the video interview if it happens to get to that. Practice good manners and body language. That's what we went over. And last but not least, win them over with your authenticity and positivity. Now, scratch your authenticity, because I don't know who you are. I don't even know how authentic that you are, or how authentic that you think that you are, or how authentic that you would like to be. But your positivity, stay with the positivity. As long as you're positive throughout it all, you will be A-okay. And last but not least, hopping into the motivation. Folks, you need to get to a point where your alarm clock is your internal body system, okay? The reason why I say that is that folks need to understand that, hey, when you wake up in the morning, when you initially wake up in the morning, that's actually your go time. You know, people are always like, man, I wish I had a coach, or I wish I had somebody to wake me up and get me going in the morning, you know, to get me motivated and get out there and get what I need to get done. That's your internal body clock. You know, if you're waking up before your alarm goes off, that's your body saying, hey, you want to get up, right? This is what you want to do, right? All right, let's go. Now, this morning, I woke up at 5:39 a.m., knowing I usually have my alarm clock set for 6:15 a.m., but hearing E.T. this morning on the video that you just heard, I was like, huh, I never thought about that. So you're learning, I'm learning, we're all learning. I don't want you to ever feel the motivation that I give to you is merely just me forcing it upon you or telling you that, hey, this is what you need to do. No, by all means, everything that I put out into place, everything that I say during the radio show and all is that I want you to understand and relate to a point where it's like, hey, Dan's going through this too. I just told you 5:39 a.m. Did I stay up from 5:39 a.m.? No, not at all. I woke up at 6:15 like I usually do every single morning to start this radio show and to talk to everybody here. But internally, something to think about. It's like, wow, well, if my body's waking me up, that means I should be getting up. That means I'll have more of a drive. That means I'll have more of a goal, more of a passion to get to actually where I need to get to. So try it out, folks. See how it works out for you. And hey, in the long run, you might be accomplishing more than you think. So again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Umstead. I am the host of the RNG radio show and the owner of the Nathaniel Group. I hope you have a wonderful and great day today. And as always, stay blessed, my fellow millionaires. Have a good one.